Hey guys, it's Mache here, back in the Ranchillo Tech Lab. Today we're going to be working on the RS1. We're going to be swapping out the T-pad and the coffee pad. So you'll get these lovely parts in the mail and we'll show you how to swap them out. All you really need for this is a number 1 Phillips head screwdriver. I also have a number 2 just for the panel screws, and a gripping one just in case I have some trouble with a screw here or there. But we'll get right into it. We will take off the top of the machine and we will also remove the drip tray to get this going. To take the top of the machine off, there's 2 screws here that you just loosen and push back. 1 in each corner. And then in the back, there are 2 screws that we will just nicely loosen up. At this point, you can lift up and pull forward. The top will release. There are 2 connections here, and I'll shift this for you so you can see. The temperature probe connection for the heating pad, and of course the heating pad element right here. We're going to disconnect both of those so that we could just take the lid off and set it aside. Then the next thing that we'll do is we'll take off our drip tray just to give our very long screwdrivers a little bit of space. So there's just 2 tabs right here underneath there. Press them in. Give yourself a nice tug towards you. And that's it. And you can set this in a location where it'll be out of the way. All right, guys, we're gonna start off with doing the T-pad. Now, make sure that the machine is turned off and unplugged, and also make sure that your water is off. Safety first, always. So we're gonna take off these 2 back screws here for the mount. Be very careful not to lose them inside of the machine. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna undo the 2 screws holding the mount on the bottom. You access those from underneath. So once you have the bottom 2 screws out, you don't have to take out the bracket completely. You can, if you loosen the 2 external screws here, you can give a little bit of wiggle room to the front panel, but you don't have to take them out all the way. All you have to do is give yourself a little bit of room to work and undo the 2 mounting screws on the bracket. The bracket being off is going to allow you to take that keypad out. So there is a little lock tooth washer between the bracket and the keypad. Make sure you don't lose that. As you can tell, I'm just using the opening in the frame and front panel to make sure that I can take that out. At this point, my keypad is nice and loose. I could go through the back and undo my electrical connection. Like so. And I have enough room to just wiggle this guy out, and there it is. Alrighty, so now we grab our new keypad. We're gonna get that lined up, placed into place. Now that everything's nice and loose, we'll put in our electrical connection real quick. Get that nicely connected up. We'll put our screw through the first mounting hole. We'll make sure that that sits in there nicely. We'll make sure that our lock washer is in between the mount and the keypad itself. Get everything lined up. Grab our screwdriver. We get to do the same thing, of course, on the other side. Alrighty, and once we get those tightened in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ourselves mounted up here on top. And then the 2 bottom ones. We'll make sure that our plate fits in on the bottom there. And now we just want to make sure that all of our screws are tight. There we are, nice and good. And now we can proceed to the group head. All right, so moving on to the group head, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually have to take out the whole face plate to remove this. So there's 6 screws that we'll be dealing with. 2 of them are here and 2 of them are accessible from underneath, and there's 2 internal. Once we get the bottom piece off, we'll be able to get into there. So let's start off with these guys up here. We'll just get these guys out. And we'll do the 2 underneath. Alrighty, so once we've gotten these 2 screws out, we're actually going to loosen this panel just a little bit, give us a little bit more wiggle room. we of course have the top of the panel already loose. And then with this piece, you just want to pull back, get a nice grip. It's going to feel like you're going to break it, but you're not. And just give it a good grip and tug it out into the back from the back. You'll be able to get it out. Here we go. So to get this piece out, basically what you're doing, because this lip is holding it right here, is you're pushing the back here down and towards the machine to release this lip out here. So you're just kind of doing one of these motions, as exaggerated as that is right there. From here, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna enter in through here to loosen the final 2 screws that hold this whole plate on. So you just wanna go in through underneath, find those 2 screws. And there's 2, there it goes. At this point, we're able to actually just take the whole cover and pull it forward, and it will nicely release itself. So you can tell, there's a lot of cabling and things around here, and that's okay. Alrighty, so now what we can do is we can undo this electrical. So we're going to unhook our keypad down there. If you have a long enough screwdriver, you can enter through the frame to undo the keypad from here. If you don't, you can undo the electrical for the hot water and or other groups around here, like we're about to do. And of course there in the background you can hear the machine depressurizing itself as it's been off for a few moments. Alright, so we're going to work our way around these cables. We already got that one loose there, and you can get these guys loose here. You can use a flathead screwdriver to get in there. And there we are, we've worked our way around. Now this piece wraps around the frame. You don't have to unplug it from there, but of course that's how we'll get to the back of the keypad. So this is what you'll get. You'll get the front out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna undo the 2 mounting screws here. There's one right there, and the second one. This lovely screw will come out. And now we can replace our keypad. And put in our new one. So now all we're doing is reversing the procedure. We're gonna, of course, screw this little guy back into place. Alrighty, so of course this little guy is gonna get wrapped here through the frame. And then we're gonna snap him into place. That little cable loop's actually also gonna help us just keep the screw head cover in place while we get all the rest of the wiring lined up. We're gonna get our little T-pad here, connected back to our main board. That goes on the bottom there. And we will get our nice little connection relay to the other 2 groups right here. That goes there on the top. Of course, as you will notice, these cables are relatively short, so it takes a little bit of dexterity. Once you're at this point, the group head, of course, gets just slid back into place, like so. And we could start putting our mounting screws back in. We start with the 2 that are underneath. And this is where having a gripping screwdriver helps, since you're working upside down. And it can get annoying with losing your screws. And get that screw in right there. Nice and tight. There we go. Now we're going to put in the bottom of our cover. So of course, reverse procedure. Lock it into the bottom there and just snap it into place. It actually snaps in much easier than it is to take out. We're going to take our 2 mounting screws that we had for it, and we're going to put them in through the bottom there like we did last time. Now that we got that guy in place, we're just going to make sure that our panel screws here are nice and tight. So the final 2 screws that we're going to do are the 2 screws up here. Alrighty, so at this point, we've basically replaced the entire keypad on group head number 1. You can use the same procedure if you ever have to replace the screen on the group head as well. Follow the same procedure to do the other 2 or 1 group heads that you might have on your machine that need this replacement. At this point, you would, of course, just put on your drip tray. Make sure that you put on the lid and secure it. Make sure you don't forget to connect your heating element and your heating element temperature probe. Otherwise, the machine will throw up that warning for you. Should you have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at Ranchilio Group North America. And thanks very much. Have a great day.